Hey, this is Lance with 20-Sided Night.
And I'm Evan.
And today we're going over So You Wanna Be
Scorpion.
Just remember to like, comment, and subscribe to be entered to our monthly giveaways. And tell us what you like about this video and who you want us to cover next. Scorpion or Hanzo Wasashi's background as an assassin for the Shirai Ryu ninja clan gained him his moniker from his skill with the signature weapon, the kunai and chain.
Oh, like that card from Yu-Gi-Oh?
No, think of like the little dagger thing. Think of Naruto, like the little dagger with the little chain and like the rope behind it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like, think of like a cool ninja that's not Naruto, if you can believe it. Believe it.
I want a divorce!
Same. After years of being revered and feared as the deadliest and most skilled warrior of his clan, the sorcerer Quan Chi contracted Scorpion to locate and deliver to him the map of elements. During this endeavor, Hanzo was slain by his soon-be longtime rival Bi-Han, the first Sub-Zero. After Hanzo's death, he was sent to the Netherrealm, where with
the Netherrealm, I've always kind of wondered, is it like a different planet, or is it like a different dimension, or is it just like right down the block?
And kind of a good question. It's sort of, think of the elements, think of the different planes in Dungeons and Dragons, where you have the material plane, then you have the Nine Hells, and the Abyss, and Pandemonium, and all that stuff.
Oh, okay.
If Earthrealm was the material plane, the Netherrealm would be like a combination of the Nine Hells and the Abyss.
Oh, gotcha.
But we'll talk about it in a bit here, therefore, that why we chose Mortal Kombat to be in the Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition universe, because there's a lot of overlap that works really well for it. After Hanzo's death, he was sent to the Netherrealm, where he would once again be offered a deal from Quan Chi. Be saved from undying torment in hell and being turned over every day by just fire demons in every orifice. Deal with that. Or instead of dealing with, all that, be able to be brought back with sweet fire demon powers and take vengeance on Bi-Han and the Lin Kuei for slaying his clan. Obviously, Scorpion decides to go with the latter, and the demons of the Netherrealm were understandably disappointed by this, because they didn't get a sweet ninja body to deal with. After agreeing to this, about 2 years later, Scorpion entered the first Mortal Kombat tournament, once learning that Sub-Zero would be on the opposing force. After slaying Sub-Zero in this tournament, Scorpion worked both as a force of vengeance and a pawn of Quan Chi. And it would take years to learn that Scorpion had been behind. And it would take years to learn that Quan Chi had actually been behind the murder of his clan and not Bi-Han. When Scorpion did learn of this treachery of Quan Chi, he drugged the Necromancer into the Netherrealm to torture for years, until Quan Chi was able to enlist the aid of Oni, Draman, and Moloch.
You mean Moloch?
No, not Moloch, or Moloch, or Moloch, but Moloch.
Ah,
yeah,
that one.
Who threw Scorpion into a Soulnado.
A what?
A Soulnado. A Soulnado. A tornado made of souls. Mortal Kombat has a lot going on. It's real high match. They got Soulnados and Necromancers around every corner and god fights. However, this wouldn't be the end of Scorpion, as the Elder Gods did save him. Having no champion of their own, they offered him a choice, and even the Elder Gods betrayed Scorpion by, instead of bringing back his family and clan as they offered him to do if Scorpion would be their champion, they brought them back, but of zombies. Everybody tries to take a piece of Scorpion, I don't know why. So outside of the prevalence of magic discussed, as well as the convenience of how the different planes, such as the Netherrealm and Edenia, being proxies of, say, the Feywild, the Nine Hells, and so on, another reason why we decided to choose 5th edition over, say, Starfinder or GURPS. Yeah. GURPS, for reasons, is the complexity of that system is a bit to go into, and the lower technology, higher magic of Mortal Kombat was a better fit for Dungeons and Dragons than Starfinder.
Yeah, plus the closest thing like in Starfinder was the Solarian, and That's like a very awkward fit at best.
But if you think Starfinder would be a better fit, or any other system, let us know down below what system you think would Scorpion as well as the cast of Mortal Kombat would be better for. We'd love to hear from you. We plotted Scorpion as a 9th level character. Most of the characters in Mortal Kombat would be high second tier and above, dealing with elder gods or gods constantly, with Raiden always being like right there, magic ninjas, and interdimensional threats such as Shao Kahn's constant incursion into Earth Realm from other dimensions.
Yeah.
That's some high second tier, verging on to 3rd tier adventurous stuff.
Yeah, plus, you know, once you're in that tier, you gotta have a lot of health points. Because when they're doing their x-ray attacks, you know, when you're getting your testicles exploded, your skull fractured, and your testicles exploded, and you're still able to stay in the fight, that's some pretty high-level shenanigans you're doing.
And along with that, the skills and abilities you would get at that 2nd tier would fit more into the variety of things that a Mortal Kombat character would be able to pull off on screen. At 1st level, Scorpion is going to be a variant human. We gave him stealth as the skill he's going to get from being a human because he is a ninja of the Shirai Ryu. Speaking of which, we give him the faction agent background, and the skills he's going to get from his background are going to be insight and intimidation. More information about the faction agent background can be found in the Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide. And finally, as a monk, we decided to give him the acrobatic skill. The feat he's going to get from being a variant human is going to be Elemental Adept. This will help increase the amount of damage of his flame attacks, really adding the hell and hellfire. And it's also going to help him later on down the road as both the kind of monkey we're going to make him as well as the kind of warlock we're making him. As far as abilities go, we gave him the standard array as we do in all of our So You Wannabes, so that this can fit for no matter what game you're going to be in. Most of the time you're going to be able to get away with being standard array. We're going to prioritize Dexterity at the highest, giving that to 15. And then Charisma at 14. I'm going to put that 13 into Wisdom. His Constitution is going to be 12. Strength will be 10. And Intelligence of 8. We gave him the lowest intelligence because he has been bamboozled a lot in the past.
How is he always getting bamboozled? Because it doesn't seem like there's a lot of... It's just mostly...
There's been a few times in his history where he's been taken advantage of for his want to put his need for vengeance before his being able to see the bigger picture of things. Whether that be Quan Chi tricking him in the nether realm into killing Sub-Zero when Raiden had made a previous deal with him. Hey, if you spare Sub-Zero's life, I'll talk with the Elder Gods to see if we can bring your family back. And instead of being able to remember that, kill Sub-Zero. Or him being tricked originally by Quan Chi into retrieving the map of the elements, where Quan Chi was really just pitting Sub-Zero and Scorpion against each other for the Kex. There's been a lot of times where he's been outwitted or his vengeance has gotten in the way of him being able to achieve the greater goal. Rounding off those points, we decided to put the stat bumps that he would get as being a variant human into his wisdom and his dexterity to round off those odd numbers. We also put any other ability score modifier points into dexterity, bumping them all the way up to 20 at 9th level instead of picking up like an extra feat or increasing, say, his strength or his intelligence. As a side note, we gave him a high charisma and wisdom. Charisma being fitting into his warlock abilities quite a bit better, and wisdom feeding both into his monk abilities, things that he would gain uses of ki, and he's also being very perceptive. So if you are going to roleplay him, he'd be like a forward scout will be good, someone who's gaining information but not really knowing too much to do with it. And being a pawn of Quan Chi, who would have a higher intelligence, Quan Chi would probably use Scorpion as his eyes and ears. And so that's why wisdom would be higher up. Also, it's never bad for a monk to have a high wisdom.
Yeah.
In later levels, up to level 9, I decided to put all of his boosts of ability score improvements into dexterity, capping out at 20 at level 9, as opposed to going into a feat. This will do wonders for his armor class, fighting abilities, and it also makes sense because he doesn't really get smarter as time goes by or stronger, since he's always relied on his speed and skill, but definitely is improved in speed and skill, being able to finally kill Sub-Zero. Speaking of Monk, we put 5 out of his 9 levels into this class, and we went with the Way of the Elements Monk. This allows him to use the Leaping Flame ability that these monks get to add fire to his punches and kicks. Basically, you spend 1 key point and you can increase the range of your unarmed attacks by 10 and also add 1d10 fire damage to these attacks. The Elemental Adept feat definitely plays into this, and a lot of the other monastic traditions, such as Way of the Open Hand, will fit better for Liu Kang, the Kensai Monk being better for Kenshi, the name is right there, or the Shadow Monk being a little bit better for Noob Saibot or Shadow the Hedgehog.
Or does he ever say things like damn or hell
or prolapsed anus? Shadow the Hedgehog is dead, guys. Picked that up in stores today. Wow! But careful use of ki being able to add in either fire damage or adding additional attacks or magic damage would be really great for Scorpion, adding a lot of longevity to battle, and also monks are pretty fun. As far as warlocks go for those last 4 levels, we decided to go with the Pact of the Fiend. Pact of the Fiend is spending all that time into the Nether Realm, which is basically Mortal Kombat's hell, gaining the magic from Quan Chi. Also, there's a lot of fire damage to be dealt there. The spells that Scorpion would pick up will be the cantrips of Great Bonfire and Eldritch Blast. And the spells at first level or higher are going to be Burning Hands and Command. Hellish Rebuke. Hex is never a bad thing to pick up for a warlock, even if you are an Eldritch Blast themed warlock. And Protection from Good and Evil.
So when does he use Protection from Good and Evil? Because it seems like in the games all his protection is just don't hit my face.
Yeah, it hasn't happened a lot, but he does often come at ends once learning of the ruse of Quan Chi. Quan Chi is a necromancer, and Scorpion's like a straight up zombie, so it would be really easy for Quan Chi to just absorb Scorpion into his amulet, or have Shang Tsung do it for him, or Ermac do it for him, but this never really came up, and the logic behind it is that Scorpion must have some sort of protection from being absorbed, possibly gained from when the Elder Gods protected him from the Solnado that he was sucked into. The invocations that we gave him, being a Pact of the Blade Warlock, it fit better than, say, Chain or Tome, since he's never really been a ritual caster.
It's not a Scorpion like during the middle of a fight, just pulling out a book, being like, actually.
Yeah, he's not a nerd. We went with the invocations of improved Pact weapon, which makes his sword and dagger be a +1 weapon. This would help him out a lot when dealing with those who are immune to non-magical weapons, such as demons, such as Oni, Draben, and Moloch, as well as the likes of Raiden, who probably wouldn't need to worry about being stabbed with or shot at with like a gun, but probably would need to worry about being shot at with a magic gun. We also gave him Grasping Eldritch Blast as an invocation, so that when he does cast Eldritch Blast, he's able to pull somebody 10 feet closer to him. So like, hey, get over here, or get over here. Scorpion isn't going to be the strongest caster, with having a lower charisma than somebody more optimized for casting, but being a monk, he's not going to have to worry about that too much.
Yeah, it seems like the most common spell is going to be casting is, cast Fist.
Or cast Flame. Burning Hands would probably be kind of a bummer, but
yeah,
such is life. Scorpion will have a total of 4 languages. Important to pick up would obviously be Common, which everybody can grab, and Infernal. He spent a lot of time in the Nether Realm, so we might also want to pick him up Abyssal as well. But if you can think of any other languages, let us know what you decided on. For his equipment, we decided to go with a short sword and a dagger. Kunai and Chain is an iconic weapon of his, and he always has a sword on him. For his armor, until you can stack up his wisdom to outpace the need of any armor, we went with studded leather. He's going to be a 9th level character, so studded leather shouldn't be too hard to get at about 45 gold points, but he still always dresses kind of low. This will give him a modest armor class.
Yeah, and that could also speak to how, even though they are a monk and they are wearing armor, they will lose that sweet speed bonus. But it will speak to how he is getting stronger and faster, so he can just ditch the armor.
And the last sort of bit of equipment that seems really important to give Scorpion might not have any mechanical purpose, but the emblem from the faction agent will be probably a very cherished possession of his, a badge, a sigil, or some sort of part of a banner from his clan, the Shirai Ryu. This thing.
Oh, that one.
So role-playing Scorpion can be fun for players who either don't want to always be in the limelight of having to come up with something clever to say, but do want to have their lesser times to shine. It can be very more action-oriented playing Scorpion, and they would really be driven by their motivations of rebuilding the Shirai Ryu, gaining vengeance from any fool who messed with a flaming ninja zombie who's always coming from hell without a scratch on him, and being able to teleport during battle. Role-playing him would be best fit for characters who don't want to always be in the forefront of things, maybe those who want to spend their time with downtime activities, investigating and gathering certain information, and then bringing that back to the likes of Quan Chi or Shinnok or your group's wizard with higher intelligence, who will be able to deduce and glean knowledge from that information. He'd make a good spy.
Yeah.
How would you roleplay a Scorpion-like character, without being too edgy?
Well, I mean, what I do is, this counteracts some of the possible edgelord factors, is I would do his voice as Nicolas Cage from Ghost Rider, so like, oh, hey, so, get over here.
You would make him a real cute, like, hey, get over here.
No, actually, like, get over here.
Ugh. Yeah. Think of that coming at you. Just an on fire skeleton with swords teleporting around. He's like, get over here.
Yeah, I know. I just play him as like a no-nonsense character. He probably wouldn't be the real jokey guy, so when the bard's trying to hit on anything that moves, or the barbarian's trying to punch everything that looks like it can be punched, yeah, he would be off doing an assassination thing because he likes to stab people, or he would be gathering intelligence for an upcoming mission.
He's also very wise. His wisdom is his second highest stat at 9th level, so he would know when to pick and choose fights if he can just get past all that anger. Luckily, that's something that Kenshi did help him get through, so that would be fun to... So that would be a good way to roleplay him without being just an edgy, always mad guy. Or if you do want to play in your group, if you are a bunch of murder hobos, Scorpion's backstory does have a huge ledger of that. So, what do you think of our take on Scorpion? Would you use it in battle? Is there anything you feel like we left out? Let us know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching 20 Sided Night, and bye for now. How's that, fuck?
You're really classing up the joy. This feels... Fuck, bro. You should be a classic fucking establishment.